But for the people waiting for Dragon Ball Super 2, I honestly think you're going to need to wait at the very least. What does the future have in store for Dragon Ball as a franchise? That question suddenly just popped into my mind recently, and I felt that I wanted to make a video sharing my opinions about this. As I am sure all of you already know, we lost Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump, on the 1st of March of this year. Him leaving us so suddenly came very unexpected to everyone involved with the worlds he has created. And after the initial shock settled down a bit, I think I was far from the only person who had the thought of, how will this affect Dragon Ball in the future? And let me take this moment to state that nothing I'm going to predict in this video or say in this video is based on any type of insider knowledge, any type of in-depth knowledge or research, etc. This is really just me giving my personal predictions as to what I think that we can expect in the near and not so near future in regards to anything Dragon Ball related. So first of all, let's take a look at the upcoming Dragon Ball media projects, which we already know are officially confirmed through, legitimate sources. For starters, we have the very long-awaited 4th entry into the Budokai Tenkaichi series of Dragon Ball games with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This game will release on the 8th of October of this year and features one of the biggest rosters of playable characters for people to enjoy. Now, aside from being a good-looking game that seems to be very hyped up by the community, I believe it also serves a purpose to touch upon the nostalgia of some of the older fans who grew up playing the original Tenkaichi games. This game might just be the perfect tool to revive some of the passion older generations of fans might have had for Dragon Ball in the past that may have just fizzled out naturally over time. Anything that just boosts the popularity of the franchise is a massive W in my books anyway. And the second piece of confirmed Dragon Ball content we have actual information on is Dragon Ball Daima, which is scheduled to release in the fall of this year. For those who are not aware what Dragon Ball Daima is, because Toei has done an absolute shit job of promoting it online, like, I don't know what they're doing, but whatever it is, it's not working. But Dragon Ball Daima features a completely unique and never before seen story written by Toriyama himself, or at least a large part of it was written by Toriyama. The storyline features Goku and the entire cast we know and love being afflicted with a curse that turns them into children. Our gang heads over to a new world to discover the cause of the curse and hopefully undo its effects. Originally, Toriyama was not supposed to be very involved, but it ended up with him just designing the majority of the characters and stories relating to this show. It seems to be a funny and more so light-hearted type of show, combining elements from Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump into a cute little connection between all of them. Well, not a literal connection in story-wise, but more so aesthetic-wise, vibe-wise, you know what I mean. However, interviews with Daniel Castaneda, Toei Animation Latin America's licensing director, hint at something close to a 20-episode runtime, so probably 24, which is the kind of standard mid to long anime episode runtime. But sadly, unless I missed something huge somehow, that's gone completely past my head. These are the only two confirmed Dragon Ball intellectual properties that are scheduled to release anytime soon. There is the fact that Dragon Ball Heroes, the Japanese card game and arcade game promotional anime, has ended its run after 13 years and is slated to be replaced by Dragon Ball Super Divers. But the Heroes franchise has always been more so exclusive to Japan. We did get the, I believe it's called World Mission game a couple of years ago for just Europe and America, but in general it's always been Japanese or Japan exclusive, at least more so than the other games and anime products related to Dragon Ball itself. The Dragon Ball Super manga is going to be continued by Toyotaro, whom I have every bit of faith in that he will carry on the world of Dragon Ball that Toriyama has created, by the way. I don't believe Dragon Ball will die anytime soon. But for the people waiting for Dragon Ball Super 2, I honestly think you're going to need to wait at the very least 3 or 4 more years before we will potentially see a new Dragon Ball anime project or even a series of movies related to Dragon Ball Super. Everything in the Moro arc and the Granola arc will eventually need to be animated, obviously, but the manga is rather stagnant at the moment. We have been stuck at pretty much the reveal of Black Frieza for some months now, with no real updates aside from the superhero manga adaptation and the recent UI Goku vs Beast little sparring match. I really believe we will need to have 2 to 3 years of additional manga content before we will see any type of animated project. Dragon Ball anime series animes tend to be at least 100 plus episodes, so they probably won't just adapt the Moro arc, then wait 2 years to adapt the Granola arc. I mean, you could say they're doing a shorter anime with Daima, sure, but I think that's really like the outlier in the general like sense of Dragon Ball anime in total. Like most Dragon Ball franchises or most Dragon Ball series have all been at least 100 episodes, and I doubt that they will just shorten that and just change their model, because the Japanese are not really known for just switching things up randomly. To me at least, it makes sense that they would wait, but this also hurts the games to a certain degree. I won't go into detail regarding the specific rules of intellectual property usage within Dragon Ball as a franchise, but the games and say the figure market, etc. can't just make products out of Ultra Ego Vegeta, Moro, Black Frieza, Granola, Gas, etc. The manga, the anime, the games, the figures, these are all separate entities owning the rights to that respective part of the franchise. So if one of these entities takes something from one of these other entities and uses it without, you know, proper document signing and blah 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 blah, they will literally just sue themselves in a way. Like it's really convoluted. Pretty much what you have to keep in mind that until something gets animated, like say Ultra Ego Vegeta, we will not see it make any type of official appearance in any type of game or figure or official merchandise. But this video has gotten a rather negative tone, which is not my intention whatsoever. Even though we might have to wait for a while longer, I believe Dragon Ball will continue to entertain us for many decades to come. We just have to be patient. But this has been a bit of a shorter video, but I just felt like sharing my opinion on this topic with you guys. So be sure to let me know what you guys think will happen in the near future for Dragon Ball, or maybe in the far future. I'm very curious as to what you guys think could potentially be the sort of like schedule, I suppose, of future Dragon Ball releases, be it games, animations, manga, merchandise. Surprised me, really. But with all that being said, my friends, thank you all so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch my videos. It really means a lot to me, because I love having an audience that actually listens to my annoying ass voice. If you liked today's video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss another video ever again. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty, and I will see you all again in the next video. Peace out.